He's referring to the actual complaint, I think. It's 1004, that's where you were.
1001.
1004.
1004.
Oh, the actual complaint
The
itself,
actual
yes,
complaint.
that's correct.
I confirm this is the complaint I received from the National Head Office.
And I say then the documents following are reports, ought to be reports relating or submitted in respect of this complaint. If I may just cross-check.
What comes after is a handwritten document.
I see that.
Yes.
I see that we are looking for page.
Is it the information note 1082?
It is the information note CJC 289.
Yeah.
I apologize, it would appear they are not exactly filed in order in the exhibit files. So, General, you have located the actual complaint.
Correct, Commissioners.
And then if you go forward to page 1088, then should be the information note regarding the investigation into Canal Sanda and following.
What is 1056?
1056 should be CJC 289 is a couple of documents. It runs from 1050 to 1105. So it's a series of the documents relating to that complaint.
So 1051 would be an information note on the
Indeed.
same matter.
On the same
and then
matter.
carrying on.
And then carrying on until 1105, Commissioner. I was pointing that out for the General to remind himself regarding what happened with this complaint, because he said since his suspension he did not have access to his gadgets, and whether he's able to respond to a question from the commissioners about what eventually became of this complaint prior to his suspension, as I understand it, in January of 2026. Would that assist you, General?
Yes, thank you, Commissioners. I think what has just happened is what my senior counsel was addressing the Commissioners about in the opening remarks regarding documents that I didn't have prior to me coming here. This, I'm seeing it for the first time here, receiving it for the first time from the Commission. However, I can see the document, I recall the document, but for the purpose of assisting the Commission, I will respond. I will indicate that in this document, I'm not sure what was the question, if it can be repeated, so that I can be able to respond appropriately.
Yeah. Mr. Law says this arises from a question that I asked, which was your knowledge as to the fate of the investigation.
Or the finalization.
Yes. Whether finalized, yes.
Okay.
In fact, yes, I introduced the question by referring to the fact that who was it? No.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner.
Warrant Officer Sanda said that this had been finalized.
Commissioner?
It arose from that, and then there was one or two follow-ups.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Yes.
When you look at the report, this report was compiled for head office. by me after I was provided the information by my subordinates. They wrote it, I read it, and then I was happy. But commissioners, when you look at page 1089 of the same document, there is a paragraph 3 that talks about evidence already obtained. And then I don't want to waste time, and then you go to page 1090. It will say progress report, and then it talks about the tech shop and all the stuff. You see, when we conduct investigations in the DPCI, there are different things that we do. You'll realize that on paragraph 4, it talks about the investigation that was conducted in line with the FIC, Financial Intelligence Center. When we conduct investigation, that office is one part and parcel of our stakeholders that is assisting us. And then there were also recommendations by the FIC in terms of this report. And then when you go to page 1091, there is the outcome of a specific investigation whereby the paragraph 7 that talks to him not declaring the directorship of this company of his. Then that part of the investigation, we have a risk and integrity management section that also assisted in this investigation, not necessarily the criminal part of it. Look, it's a wide scope that they do when we do investigation. And they are the ones who came with these recommendations of the disciplinary issue matter against the warrant officer Sanders. Then I signed it, I sent it. These issues that I hear does not necessarily indicate that the criminal conduct as it is depicted in the complaint, it has been finalized. There are certain sections that are directing us towards that were finalized, but not the actual criminal conduct as per the original complaint, commissioners.
Can I just to check this without probing, that from your earlier evidence that you directed Brigadier Nyuswa that the member must return to his original position. From that, it surely must mean that at that point, when you gave the direction that you say you gave, you had formed the view that there was no concern with him returning to SANEP. It seems to me that it can only mean that if you have made that decision.
My decision was that he must go back to SOKI, Serious Organized Crime Investigations.
Not that he should go back to his original position. I may have misunderstood you earlier because I thought I understood you to say.
It might be a mistake not to say SOKI SANAP, but I said SOKI. SOKI is serious organized crime, and serious organized crime is divided into 3 subsections. The NPVC, National Priority Violence Crime, SANEP, South African Narcotic Enforcement Bureau, and the EPR. So my directive, as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I can recollect, I said he must go back to SOKI.
And again, it's to try and understand properly what that evidence means, that Brigadier Nyuswa could have returned him to SANEP and you would not have considered it to be in defiance of your direction.
Come again, Commissioner?
SOKI has 3 units that you have listed. One of them is SANEP.
Yes.
if Brigadier Nyuswa had placed him at Saneb, where he originally was,
Yes, Commissioner.
instead of EPR, that would still have been in compliance with your instruction that he must return to Soki.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
It's one issue. I had understood, I can't recall which document it was and which witness gave this evidence, but I had understood that the complaint was investigated, the very complaint we're talking about. They could not get hold of the complainant because either the email was bogus or it did not exist, and that's as far as they could take it. That was my understanding, and I could be wrong. So what I'm asking you is really confirmation of your understanding. Is that, do you have similar understanding, or you cannot respond because you're not sure what the facts are?
Thank you, Commissioner Khumalo. Although it is not raised in the regulation 10.6, but I will assist.
Can I just say something, because you keep repeating this issue? Can I just say something? You get 10.6s from the evidence leaders and the attorneys. When commissioners are sitting here, they might look at a file and see a document. And if they consider that document to be relevant, they will ask you a question on it. So I hope you won't keep saying, well, because it's not in a 10.6, I take issue with the question that is being asked. Because we are here to establish facts. And in a 10.6, I can tell you now, you can't put everything that is in all these files. Otherwise, your 10.6 will be 50 pages long. You know, you are given the substance of what you will be questioned on. But the actual detail, as I look at this document, for example, I recall something that somebody said. I may be the only person who recalls it. And then I ask you to clarify that issue. So there, I don't see why you would say, oh, but it's not in a 10.6. So I just wanted to clarify that.
Commissioner, I was just putting on record, but I'm going to respond to the Commissioner's clarity-seeking question.
Yes.
It's just certain things need to be placed on record. I was legally advised that the Commission findings might be put on review. Hence, I'm putting certain things.
I already saw that from Mr. Mpofu's opening remarks.
Yeah, so hence I want to put it on record because it might come back and say, why you never said 1, 2, 3. But to respond to your clarity-seeking question, Commissioner, I want to indicate that in the execution of our duties as members of the South African Police Services, yes, there are instances where you find out that a person who lodged a complaint, you can't find him. There are instances whereby people report things on an anonymity basis, like your so-called whistleblower. So what you are saying, if you say somebody said that, I won't say it is incorrect or correct, but there is a probability.
In fact, I'm reminded by my co-commissioner that in the very document that you say you signed, the information note on 1082, paragraph 2.2. 1082, paragraph 2.2. Also, I think the information notes are similar. The other one is from February, the other one is from October. So even if you look at the October one on 1088, you will find that, yeah.
Yeah, hence, Commissioner, I said, I didn't have access before I come here with this thing. So I'm going there to have a look. And my response was, it happens sometimes that you don't happen to find the complainant, because when you are doing your investigation, there are instances where the complainant must clarify certain things for you in order to continue. Sometimes you don't find this complainant, and then there are issues that relate to the so-called whistleblowers. So if it is contained in this report, I'm trying to find the paragraph the Commissioner is referring to.
2.2.
1088, the very same report you were looking at, General. 1088.
Yeah, I see that it was we wrote that, I must read it. An email was sent to the complainant. Sorry, so I'm not going to say names, commissioners. Please bear with me. That to him that Port Shepstone Serious Organized Crime Unit was investigating the matter, but he never responded. As a result, an interview was never conducted with him, which means we were aware that the complainant is a he because of the names at the bottom. But it was a progress report. Once you receive a complaint or a docket to investigate, they say, General Senona, this is your docket. The first thing that you do, you must interview the complainant and introduce yourself as the person who will be leading that investigation.
I think you've answered me, General. I just wanted to clarify if you are aware that this was the position.
I'm reminded now.
I was
Thank
also
you.
reminded because
Yes.
I did not have the reference, so thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Commissioners. I trust that takes care of the issue that arose. Before we leave this topic, General, there was a discussion about the suspension of Warrant Officer Sandile. And to that end, you were referred to page 475. That was the letter you signed, dated the 13th of February. You recall that? Would you want to if you want to go there, CJC 239, page 475? We flighted the letter, you confirmed, you signed that letter.
Which bundle, Mr. Law?
Second, 475. That would be second bundle.
We were there. Page?
475. CJC 239.
Correct, Commissioners. This is not the suspension, it's the temporary placement.
My apologies. You are quite correct. Yes. I used a wrong term there. If I gave the commissioners an opportunity. Thank you. We had previously looked at this letter. And you indicated that the person acting at the time was Colonel Jacobs, correct? Because it's addressed to the acting provincial commissioner.
Correct, Commissioners.
And you testified this morning that both of you called Warrant Officer Sander into your office, if I understood you correctly, where you engaged him on these issues and that temporary transfer.
I called Colonel Jacobs to come with Warrant Officer Sanders.
Yes,
After I've received the complaint
indeed.
into my office.
Okay. I raised this with you because during his testimony, Warrant Officer Colonel Jacobs was referred to this letter. He was asked who was the acting provincial commander at the time, and he testified that he does not remember and that he doesn't know anything about this temporary transfer. And this, for reference purposes, will be transcript. We don't have to go there, trust me to read it, of the 4th of June, 2026, from page 223 to page 226. That's where the engagement is taking place. Firstly, he suggests that he doesn't know who was acting, and secondly, that he was not part of a meeting where Warrant Officer Sanders was informed of the complaint and the transfer. Do you have a comment to that? As to why that would be the case?
If he says he doesn't remember, I can't answer on his behalf, but as far as my recollection is, he was there in my office with Warrant Officer Sander, as far as my recollection is. So
And-
I
yes,
wouldn't, sorry?
My apologies, go ahead.
No, I'm fine.
Okay. And in fact, there is a letter addressed to him appointing him as the acting district commander for that period,
Acting
signed by you.
what? Acting what?
Provincial.
Provincial commander. I get the titles wrong. I'll start again. You appointed him acting provincial commander for the period Brigadier Nyuswa was on leave, which is the period of when this complaint was received and acted upon.
Commissioners, if that...
Before
Before I respond, sorry.
just to
Apologies.
explain, to assist you, and that would be found at CJC 290, page 1106. That would be the last bundle.
I must close the first one.
You may for the moment.
So page 1106.
1106. My numbering correct?
I can confirm on 1107, this is my signature.
Yes.
And although I might have seen this document by then, but for the purpose of the commission, I'm seeing it for the first time here. I
don't
want to
understand
just
that.
put it on record, but it's him, Colonel Jacobs. Colonel G. Jacobs.
And you appointed him to act in that period, January to sometime in February.
The date of appointment, it says from 29 January until 18 February 2024.
Yes. So I didn't quite understand. What are you seeing for the first time in the commission?
I'm saying by then, in the 22 January 2024, because I've attached my signature, I might have seen this document by then, I confirm. But for the purpose of me coming to talk about it on the commission, I've just seen it now.
Okay. But now, on seeing it, it jolts your memory. It's your signature, you definitely did appoint him.
Absolutely correct. It's my
Indeed.
signature. Is Colonel Jacobs, who was appointed to act in that period, which confirms my evidence in chief.
And then I point these out to you because in his evidence, as I say, pages 223 to 226, firstly, he says he doesn't know who was acting at in that period. He discounts the possibility it was him. He testified that he did not know of when Warrant Officer Sander was temporarily suspended, transferred is the word, as you testified. And he categorically denied that he was a part of that meeting. I'm inviting you for a comment because earlier today you testified that you instructed him to call Warrant Officer Sander to your office, at which you informed Warrant Officer Sander of all these developments and the complaints and the decision taken. Do you have a comment?
Commissioners, I'm not, just pardon me with respect, I don't want to answer issues of Colonel Jacobs, but my answer is, this letter was signed by me, he was there. If he denied it or whatever, please allow me not to respond upon his answers or whatever. But this letter was signed by me. I testified earlier under oath, I'm still under oath, that I called him because he was acting to come with Warrant Officer Sander to my office. And that is where I effected this letter on page 475.
General Senona, I believe the letter is being produced to point out that it supports your version.
I thank you very much,
It's being produced for
Commissioner.
that purpose. So I think your counsel nods because he appreciates. So you're not being caught out. It's simply to confirm that what you told the commission this morning, the commission has obtained a document that is favorable or supports your version.
I can, sir.
In fact, General, I think you should also be alerted that, at least according to my note, Warrant Officer Sander does put Jacob in the room. He says Jacob was present when you called him in.
As far as my recollection, yes, Commissioners.
And staying then on that complaint, which we have attached as LSF 5, you deal with that at your paragraph 18 of your supplementary statement. And you recall that we looked at the documents relating to that complaint and how it was handled, just shortly.
You said paragraph?
Paragraph 18 of your supplementary statement, the statement we dealt with this morning.
Yes, Commissioner.
Now, that's where you introduced this complaint.
Yes, Commissioner.
It might help, perhaps, if we go, or maybe let me pose my question, we may have to go there. At paragraph 18, bottom of page 8, you state, no, let's the middle of that paragraph, you received an email from General Lebeya or Major General Suraj Bali, I apologize if I mispronounce, directing your office to engage with the complaint. Then you, further down to the bottom of the page, you state, I later received a further instruction from Major General Suraj Bali to temporarily place the member at another post pending investigation, which instruction I carried out. I do not remember the exact date of the email. I point this out to you because the documents we have just looked at, starting with the complaint itself of 5th of February 2014, in that email chain, I cannot find where Major General Suraj Bali instructed you to place Warrant Officer Sander on temporary placement under post. I don't have that email. I have a series of all these emails, starting with a complaint instruction to you and progress reports from time to time. But that particular email, where General Suraj Bali so instructs you, is not to be found. Are you able to explain, perhaps?
I went to head office the day I was suspended to request this information. And then I indicated they must send it to my attorney, all this information. They only sent us the complaint. So what the commission is in possession of, I don't know how the commission got hold of it, but all I'm saying, I was complying with the directive from national office. I cannot fail to comply with the directive from head office, okay, because that might result to a serious misconduct or disregarding instructions of your senior.
So that, if I understand you correctly, the suspension of Warrant Officer Sander was not entirely your decision. You were acting on the instruction of head office to temporarily place him in another post.
Correct. It is not the suspension.
Oh,
it is the temporary placement pending the outcome of the investigation.
I'll restate that. So that temporary placement was not your decision. You executed an instruction from Correct. General Suraj Bali.
Remember, commissioners.
I'm trying to understand what you are saying, so I don't misquote you.
I'm clarifying to you.
Please do. Thank you.
Council. Commissioner, at National Office DPCI, in the office of the national head, there is a post called executive support at the level of a major general. The national head of the DPCI does not sit and write letters and do correspondences and everything. The person holding this post will do those type of correspondences and everything through the directive given by the national head. It's like, I'll give you an example. In my previous office, I can't call it my office now because I'm placed on suspension. I'm having a staff officer. I will tell a staff officer, let's compile a letter to do 1, 2, 3. The staff officer will type the letter, bring it to me, and then I will read it. When I'm happy, I'll sign it. It goes out to wherever it's supposed to be going. So here, I did receive that directive, and I did comply with it.
So the directive, on this explanation you are giving in the position of this Major General, the directive then would have come from General Libya, not from this person, if all she is, or he is an executive assistant to General Libya.
Ordinarily, yes.
Yes.
Commissioner. I agree because
So the correct way to read, or how you should have expressed it, if what I'm saying is correct, what you should have said, or what you would have said is, I later received an instruction from General Libya. And if you like, you could have added through Major Suraj Bali, but the instruction has to be from General Libya, not the Major General, because she
Commissioner
doesn't have
Baloyi.
authority to give you instructions.
Commissioner Baloyi, you are 100% on the dot.
All right, thank you.
I apologize for not wording it properly and causing this confusion for the Commission, but you are 100% on the dot.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Perhaps if we go to page 103 and 104 of the same file, we still have the same challenge whether the instruction came from Major General Suraj Bali or General Lebeya, because that email chain does not reflect such. If you go to page 1003 and 1004, that email correspondence starts at page 1004, and as you know, with email threads, we read from the back. There is the complaint dated the 5th of February on page 1004. And on the same date, Major General Suraj Bali directs this to you with a request that your office engage with the complainant and to provide feedback. If you go to 1003, then it's subsequent communication up until the 29th of February 2024. And nowhere in that chain of emails is there an instruction that Warrant Officer Sander be placed on, or be temporarily transferred. You do confirm that's the case?
I confirm on this document it's not there,
Yes.
but as far as my recollection, I was given that instruction and an email was sent to me. So why it is not here, I am unable to assist the Commission, but it was given.
Thank you. To the extent that it exists and we have not been provided, I'm sure the Commission can address a request to Major General Suraj Bali or her office to provide it.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you, Commissioner.
Yes.
Okay, can I just check? I mean, if the instruction, if you were acting on the instruction from head office, which is General Libya, surely the decision to restore or to return General Warrant Officer Sander to Soki, as you say you gave that instruction, could also not be your decision, because first you removed him on the basis of an instruction we have established now. It would have been an instruction from General Libya. That's how you placed him somewhere else. The return, it seems to me that the overturning of that instruction also has to be based on an instruction from head office. And in your evidence earlier, you didn't speak that way. You spoke as it being your decision when certain circumstances happened. You made the decision that he should be returned. Can you just explain that?
Thank you, Commissioner Baloyi. There are issues that necessitate certain actions, as the Commissioner was talking to me. instruction was that placed him temporarily elsewhere until the finalization of the investigation. But as we were proceeding, the investigations were proceeding, we could see that from where I've seen the last reports, I think, the challenges that we had, whatever was found, and then I took it upon myself. I didn't go back and request that, can I place him back? I took it upon myself to place him back. I didn't request. Maybe I might have contravened the senior's instruction in doing so, but I took it upon myself as the investigation was progressing, because the instruction was pending the outcome of the investigation.
Okay.
Before we leave this, I think it was Brigadier Nyusa General who said he came to you with a request from Warrant Officer Sander that he should be returned to his previous position. And you did not want him returned to his previous position. You wanted him to go to the Economic Crimes Unit. And he never asked you for reasons why. He just accepted your decision. And I think, to be fair to you, I must put that to you so that you can respond to it, because it obviously contradicts the version you are giving today.
Commissioner, even if you say it contradicts my version, me, I'm telling you the truth. To supplement that, I'm telling you the truth as far as my recollection can. Earlier I indicated that Colonel Jacobs, I called him to bring Sander. You assisted me with the letter here. Now, I'm saying, I don't recollect Brigadier Nyusa coming and telling me that Sander requested to be placed back, because at some stages a decision needed to be taken there, and commissioners. So him saying Sander requested to be transferred back, no. I recall saying to Brigadier Nyusa that the member must be taken back to Soki. And then when we talk about Soki, serious organized crime, the provincial commander who is responsible for serious organized crime units, which are 5 in the province, is Brigadier Nyusa. So if he decided to place him at the EPR, he should have provided reasons why he did that. Because I must say, we comply with instructions, and if you are not happy with it, you comply and complain. That is the culture of the police. You comply, then you can put a complaint if you are not happy with it. And I want to also indicate that I'm still under oath, then it's just that I'm being probed with this. If members are not treated fairly, like Warrant Officer Sander said before this commission, in relation to that, he was trembling on other people's toes. The correct processes to be followed, he should have went to the DPCI judge and lay a complaint.
Thank you. Let me just correct myself, just to be fair to you. This is what Brigadier Nyusa said, and I'm reading from paragraph 55 of his statement. At some point, warrant officer came to speak to me about returning to Soki. That's the correction I wanted to make. I told him that I would speak to General Senona, who agreed that warrant officer could return to Soki, but not Sanep. General Senona said warrant officer Sander must go to EPR.
Commissioner, allow me not to respond to Brigadier Nyusa's issues, because I don't have that type of an affidavit. The one I'm having when I respond to the questions on 10.6, I will demonstrate what transpired there with Brigadier Nyusa. But I do not recall me telling him that he must go to EPR. it's me who took a decision to put him at supply chain. I was instructed to place him somewhere pending the finalization of the investigation. I agree, it's me who wrote that letter that you be placed here. But when we say going back to your office, interchanging things, it's not me. Because we can't transfer people without the authority. The person who's got the authority to transfer people is the national head.
Can I say, though, that if what happened is as you describe it, which is there was an investigation around allegations of drugs, that Warrant Officer Sender is involved in the distribution of drugs, and you say, as far as you know, that investigation has not been concluded, as in he wasn't cleared. It would be strange to me that when you say he must come back to Soki, you actually are happy for him to go back to Sanep. It would be very strange to me that you have referred to what you say is a very serious complaint, and on the face of it, of that email, it does look like a serious complaint. And then head office, you say, says to you, remove him pending investigation. That investigation, we see from the last progress report, it does not clear him. It's simply, the only reference it makes to that allegation is we try to get hold of the complainant, and we haven't found the complainant. We have emailed the complainant, and then it then discusses his holding interests in other companies, and that's you recommend he be disciplined for that. Nothing to do with the original complaint. So as per that report, he's not cleared. And your evidence earlier in the day was that investigation, as far as you know, is still continuing. It's strange to me and inconsistent, the inconsistent that you would be happy for him to return to Sanep when he's got this serious allegation against him. And my saying it's inconsistent is to lead to the probability that it suggests is that you would have said he should go somewhere else because he's still the subject of investigation. Even if he returns to Soki, you wouldn't be happy for him to go back to Sanep because he's still the subject of investigation. So there is that inconsistency on your version, how you dealt with this. If your version is the correct version, then it's inconsistent in how you dealt with it, that he's not cleared, and then you say, well, he can go back to Sanep. I'm okay with that, especially because you're not acting on instruction. If you were saying, head office said I must take him back, then I left it to Nyusa where to place him, I would understand. It's your decision to return him, and you say to us, he could have returned to Sanep. I don't understand it. Do you have any comment?
I get what the commissioner is saying, but I think I remain with the explanation I've provided. I hear what you are saying. To the commissioner, it doesn't make sense. But as we are continuing with an investigation, you see the complainant it cannot be reached out. You see, you are able to make a deduction as things are going forward, as the investigation is unfolding. So maybe to the commissioner, it does not make sense. But to me at that stage, it made sense that he must go back. And I must also bring it to your attention, commissioners, that in terms of the capacity of human resources, we have a serious shortage in the DPCI. So I took that decision, and then if I made a mistake, I will accept my mistake. But I did take that decision, Commissioner.
Maybe then, thank you for that. It's your answer. Thanks, General. Maybe then we can't complete this discussion without putting this to you for your comment. Warrant Officer Sander, you obviously have followed his evidence. That's why you're able to quote his engagement with Commissioner Khumalo. So you would be aware that where he spoke about this issue, he mentioned also that, and it was on probing, when he said I was stepping on people's toes, he mentioned that he lodged a complaint, I think, a complaint about exhibits getting lost against certain people, and he had listed in that complaint, I think the specific person was, I don't remember his title, but Hussein, if I'm not mistaken. And then in that complaint, the document that is before the commission, there's a whole list of people who he says they came in, removed an item from the exhibit room, and then later on it's not fully accounted for. Now, the main person, Hussein, I think was disciplined for that. But in the long list, there are a number of people that I don't remember, but one of them, I suppose it stood out because the person came to testify. It's Colonel Jacob, one of the people against whom he was saying they took exhibits out, and the next thing, those exhibits were not fully accounted for. Did you become aware of that complaint against, maybe the general complaint about the loss of exhibits that was laid by Colonel Sander before he was removed from this position to supply chain?
Commissioner, I am aware that there was a warrant officer who was charged, who received exhibits, who was supposed to send them to forensic, and he never sent them. He did whatever he did with them, and then an investigation was conducted. That person was charged criminally. I am aware of that person, but the list of people that the complaint was laid against, I can't remember now, because all I'm aware of is this one person who was criminally convicted, and also consequence management was done by the line manager against that same person.
Do you become aware that that complaint was laid by Warrant Officer Sander? I'm just trying to find out how much you knew about that complaint.
I can't remember that one, Commissioner, whether it was by him or they established it when they did the inspections there. I'm not aware.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloyi. Just to close up on that, and based on your testimony that you actually supported his return to his previous post, Soki Saneb, would you, today as you sit here, if you are able to, would you support and motivate for his return to his previous post? That's Warrant Officer Sander. Or have you changed your mind from when you first supported that return?
As far as I'm sitting here, I don't have authority to be a policeman.
It's not
There's
authority.
nothing I can do.
I'm not asking you about authority, General. I'm just inquiring whether, if you had the scope to, would you support and motivate for his return?
I won't have a problem that he goes there, because I said he must go back to Soki. My understanding was to his post, because when you are placed at a specific area, you have a post number over and above the issue of your service number, but there is a post reference number to each and every member.
Is it fair to take it, when you say you would not have a problem, you mean yes, you would motivate if you could?
Look, this investigation against him is almost 2 years, as the commissioners also advised me. And nothing at this stage positively came out in relation to that investigation. Yes, I won't have a problem if he goes back there.
Okay. Then the other issue that you wanted to, and I'm moving off this topic, the other issue you wanted to engage with during your free time was related to statements by Colonel Prinsloo, I hope I have the rank right, which you said he made shortly after the theft, you recall. You deal with that at your paragraph 12.1 and 12.2. I have extracted two of his statements. They are both dated November 23 and 25th, respectively. You should have a blue folder, a small folder in front of you. I have showed you these documents during the tea break. These are the documents that you want to have regard to, correct? The first one you will see.
In the blue folder,
The little blue folder, there are two documents.
it looks like there's one.
There should be at the top there, one should read in manuscript A24 and the other one A25.
We don't have A24.
It's just,
I also have 824,
I-
but this is the correct one. Oh, this 824 is the correct one.
A24 is the correct one.
Yes,
I think in copying, you actually then should have two bundles. They put them in separate sleeves, but he maintains that it's A24 you want us to have regard to.
Correct, Commissioners.
is this the one in respect of which you were referencing paragraph 7, General?
Yes.
Yes, Commissioner.
All right.
So we have A24, then take us to paragraph 7 and highlight what you wanted to address.
I
Is it
wanted,
second
sorry
page
for
of the statement?
interruption.
Go ahead, General,
Can I go ahead?
please.
Thank you, Commissioners. I wanted to bring to the attention of the Commissioners that while the mind of this colonel was fresh, when we look at paragraph 7, the pages are not numbered. But he said, during the looting in July, I received a call from the district commissioner. Pardon me for not calling the name. To inquire if our dockets are secured, as there was widespread looting on the coast. I informed her that they were secured. I then informed her that we had a large quantity of drugs stored in the office, and I requested that VISPOL members patrol after hours. This paragraph, when I look at the statement that the Commission has given us, I've never came across anywhere where the colonel is talking to this paragraph. Then the next paragraph that I wanted to address the Commissioners is paragraph 10 of the same statement. Maybe before paragraph 10, let's check paragraph 8. My glasses are running away. Paragraph 8 is line 1, 2, 3, 4, from the bottom of paragraph 8, Commissioners. General Senona requested us to have regular visits to the office after hours. I think I testified previously with regard to this. I read it on record. The members then left, so I wanted that sentence to come again on record. Then we go to paragraph 10. He says, on 2021-11-0, did I say paragraph 10 in my statement?
Yes, you say paragraph 10, you say so at your paragraph 12.2. Where you reference Lieutenant Brigadier Naika and warrant officers.
Yeah, I think I might have made a mistake regarding the paragraph, but I want to look for it. There is a paragraph that he talks about. I said he never informed. Maybe I made a mistake. Apologies for that, Commissioners.
No, if I may assist, and that's where the confusion arose and it was necessary for me to talk to you. That paragraph 10 is not in that statement, is in the second statement now.
Okay.
Where reference is made to Brigadier Naika and the two warrant officers.
But
you have the second statement.
I don't have it
825.
here before me.
At paragraph 10, that's where it's introduced.
Sure.
Your supplementary statements reads as if they come from the same document, but
Commissioners,
it's different documents.
there is a problem here. When you look at the both statement, 825 and 824, for me, it looks like it's the same, but when you go to paragraph 10, there are two paragraph 10s. My paragraph 7, I think I made a mistake when I say 824 is the correct one. Look at paragraph 7 of 825. It's exactly the same narrative on both statements. I think that is, I'm picking up an error here that I confirm that this is the correct statement, but the one I was referring to, I want to correct that it should be this 825,
Okay.
not 24.
Okay.
And apologies for that, Commissioners.
For the record, 824 is dated 23/11/2021. That's the last page. You see that?
I see that.
825 is dated 2 days later, and that is 25/11/2021. Now, I pulled up both because they are 2 days apart, and you said it's a statement made shortly after the theft.
Correct,
Yes.
Commissioners. I still maintain that it's shortly after the incident.
I don't have an issue with that. So,
Thank you very
we
much.
settle
Well-
on 825.
Yeah, when
Okay.
we read paragraph 10 of 825,
Yes.
it talks to what I've testified about in that on the, can I read it on record, Commissioners?
Yes, General.
On 2021-07-29, Brigadier Naika visited Port Shepstone as he needed to inspect certain SANAP dockets. He was accompanied by two members of Pretoria Soki SANAP. I'm not going to say their names. Brigadier Naika then spoke to me privately about the consignment of cocaine that was stored in the safe at my offices, and it was clear that he knew it was stored by us. I informed the Brigadier that I was not comfortable with it being stored in my office, as the security of my office is not up to standard.
I note, can I take you back to your statement, which is what led us to 825, and in particular 12.2. You
12
set that out as a complaint at paragraph 12.2 of your supplementary statement,
Paragraph?
12.2,
Yes, Commissioners.
and at page 5 of this supplementary statement, you conclude that by saying my office never received any report or feedback concerning such a visit or inspection.
Correct.
And you reference paragraph 10.
Correct, Commissioners.
Now, my question is, what relevance does that inspection have to the drug bust?
If you read it, they are talking about the drugs here. These drugs that are stored there is the drug bust, is the very same drug, alleged cocaine.
But the inspection is in regard to certain SANEP dockets.
But can I read a sentence here, Commissioners?
Yes, please.
1, 2, 3, the third line. Brigadier Naika then spoke to me privately about the consignment of cocaine that was stored in the safe at my office. That is the reference I'm making.
Is that an inspection?
No.
You call it an inspection at 12.2. That's my confusion, General.
Remember, I might have made a mistake in compiling this, but all I'm trying to bring to the attention of the commissioners is that this brigadier was there, and Prinsloo confirmed it, he was there. He came with 2 warrant officers to do inspections on certain SANAP cases.
Yes.
Over and above that, they went aside and discussed the issue of the storage of drugs that were there. And he never informed the commission while he was here.
Just so that I understand, is your point that other people came to know about the drugs and the fact that they were stored at the Port
Exactly,
Shepstone
Commissioner.
office?
Absolutely true. And how they happen to know, I do
Prinsloo
not know.
told them, is that?
Yes. I do not know, because he should have informed. You know, when we come here, we say we want to tell the truth. We take an oath. But people choose to say certain things and choose to withhold others. But here, when in his statement that the commission gave us, the one he compiled for the commission purposes, he's not talking about these 2 warrant officers. He's talking only about the brigadier. Why are you putting these ones aside? For what good reason?
But the same thing could be said about the SAP 13 people at the Port Shepstone police station. Because if these exhibits had to be logged or recorded on the 23rd in the book, the SAP 13 at Port Shepstone, then it means anybody who has access to that also knows that the drugs are stored at the DPCI Port Shepstone office.
Commissioner, it is possible, but if you book things, you sign for them. In the SAP 13, when I try to recollect, it's either you take them to forensic or what. I don't know what they wrote there, but what you are saying is probable.
I just want clarity on a response you gave to my co-commissioner, Commissioner Khumalo. Commissioner Khumalo asked if you are saying it must be, is it Colonel Prinsloo, who may have informed Brigadier Naika about the presence of the suspected cocaine. I thought you said yes. Did you say yes to that?
I didn't get the question, Commissioner, please.
I'm saying in response to a question by Commissioner Khumalo as to whether you were saying it's Colonel Prinsloo who may have told Brigadier Naika about the presence of the drugs there. I understood you to be, or rather, did you say yes in response to that? Yes. I'm asking that because I would find a yes to be strange, because Colonel Prinsloo says here, it was clear that he knew it was stored by us. So it's more about what Brigadier Naika knew, which appears from this not to have had anything to do with Prinsloo. That is
correct, Commissioner.
Yeah, in this paragraph 10, there is no suggestion that it was Colonel Prinsloo who told or who might have told Brigadier Naika that there's suspected cocaine in here.
No.
So your answer, your correct answer to Commissioner Khumalo would be no, that's not what you were saying.
Yes, it's not the Colonel Prinsloo who informed Brigadier Naika.
Yes.
Because I'm talking out of this paragraph.
Yes. I thought I should clarify that because I thought maybe you might have misunderstood Commissioner Khumalo's question.
Yes, Commissioner. It's Colonel Prinsloo who says Brigadier Naika talked to him aside and inform him about the consignment. That is it still here?
Yes.
Now.
And then Colonel Prinsloo made the observation that it was clear that he knew it was stored by us.
Correct, Commissioner. Now, all I'm trying to highlight to the commissioners to assist them is that although immediately after the incident of the theft, this is what happened, he doesn't say the brigadier, when he was there, he came with 2 warrant officers. Now the question is, I'm saying there's a probability that also these 2 warrant officers might have knowledge of it, because he was traveling with them. Now, why he never informed the commission, I don't know, but I'm just putting it before the commission. It's like paragraph 7. He never informed the commission about what transpired between himself and the district commissioner. He never informed the commission. And the question is, why? Because in his evidence in chief, Commissioner.
You finish the sentence, General. Finish the sentence.
In his evidence in chief, he said he reported over and over the issues of the safety to Brigadier News. But he said if he reported it to head office, he was going to be charged and this and this and this and that.
At some point, you should stop, because I see that your counsel wants to say something.
Okay. No, thank you.
No, Chair, I just wanted to assist whether I think the confusion came from. It's where the Chair is saying that he said yes to that question. He didn't. He said,
No. I was correcting.
You were just correcting.
Correcting what came out of the engagement between Commissioner Khumalo and the General.
Yes.
And I think I captured what's in the statement correctly, because indeed the General confirmed what I was suggesting to him, which comes directly from the statement.
No, 100%. But what doesn't come from the statement you did premise it by saying maybe you're mistaken, that he had said, yes, it was Prinsloo. He didn't say that. He said, I don't know.
I thought it did, so much that
He didn't.
even
No, I think what happened, Mr. Mpofu, is there was a quick exchange and there was a yes and I don't know.
And maybe
both
they were both,
were
but
said,
the
but
answer
it has
was I
since been
don't know.
clarified,
I
yes.
think that's where the confusion stems from. He never suggested that it must be Prinsloo who had...
Mr. Mpofu, I will tell you this. I understood, which is why I even sought the clarity. I understood that the General could never have meant to say that. That is exactly why I just wanted to put that beyond question. Thank you.
Chair, I'm aware of the time, but perhaps just to close on this issue so we can put away these particular documents. If I could invite the General once again to your paragraph 12.2. And for the record, I think now we have resolved the issue of paragraph 10. For the record, you accept that the visit by Brigadier Naika and the two officers and the failure to provide your office with any report back or any report or feedback concerning such visit or inspection is irrelevant for purposes of this commission. That because the purpose of their visit was to inspect certain SANEP documents.
It is not irrelevant, Commissioners.
Okay.
It is relevant because for example, here is a department. In a province, you have a provincial commissioner. And then inspectorate from head office sent a delegation to inspect one of your police stations. Even if they don't do everything, they do specific things. They must give you a report so that whatever shortcomings has been identified, you must be able to deal with that. It is relevant because the Commission is probing allegations of corruption, interference. What is the other one? Interference, corruption in the criminal justice system. So this paragraph, for me, is very much significant. And a person from Pretoria comes and tells a person at Port Shepstone about the storage. I'm making this statement for the commissioners to take note of that. I'm not saying any suggestion or whatever, but that is the relevancy. Thank you, Commissioners.
General, that's why much earlier when you were reading, I asked you, what in fact is this paragraph about? Because I was trying to understand, what are you seeking to convey? Is it just a complaint about, I didn't receive a report, and that's all it is? In which case, the evidence leader would be correct to say, but it's not relevant. But if there's more to the complaint that you didn't receive a report, or to the fact that you didn't receive a report, if there's more to it, if you're saying more than just that, then we need to understand. I say this mindful that the last thing you say is, I'm not suggesting anything. I leave it to the commission. Then it's not, if there is an underlying text to your complaint that I didn't receive a report, I think, and you think that underlying text is relevant to terms of reference, I think it is helpful to the commission that you say what it is, what is the text behind those words. Much earlier you said Prinsloo doesn't say anything about this visit. The question is why. And I thought that the question is why may well be really what you want to speak to. And and I had intended to ask you, what's your suggested answer to the why, so that we know what we are working with. If we need to probe it further with another witness, then we do that. Otherwise, on its face, it looks irrelevant on its face until you tell us what, in fact, are you conveying about it.
Commissioners, let me leave it there. Thank you.
All right.
Let us adjourn and resume at 13:15.
Chair.
You
it's 13:15.
14:15.